see. Only one person. From where are you joining us from? Adesuwa. Hello.
Hi, this is Chipo joining from Australia. I can't talk loudly because everybody's sleeping now. So I'll have the video off. Sorry. Okay.
Understandable. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I think we're not going to just waste more time. I'm just going to kickstart. It's already a few, I think 5, 6, 7 minutes. I've got over 80 people who indicated interest to join in this webinar, and I'm sure they will join at some point. But we have to get going on why we're here. And the main reason why we're here is how to start your own coaching business. Now, this is not just limited or exclusive to just your coaching business. It's about starting just any business. Any business could be any business. Could be any business that you're doing, could be any business you love doing, whatever it is that you like to do or you currently doing or you want to start. That's what we want to look at today. And firstly, I will have to issue something like a disclaimer. When I talk about a disclaimer, what am I talking about? This is not going to be like I am your advisor. When I mean advisor, meaning I trust everything or every advice that we will be giving tonight or I will be sharing tonight, but you will still have to do your own due diligence. You will still have to do your own checks. You still have to, before you venture into any kind of business you want to venture into. Thank you, Samerson, all the way from Nigeria. It's nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. So this is all about giving you the tips that you need to get going. So before I get started, sometimes I like to use a slide. I may use a slide, or I may not use one. But the bone of contention here is I need to help you, kind of arm you with the information you need, the knowledge you need, and again, hit you, get you to take action. Guys, action beats knowledge. Action beats knowledge. You might never know what you're sitting on. Your idea might be the next big thing. Just imagine if the likes of Elon Musk never took a gamble on himself. Think about which big entrepreneur do you know? If they never took a chance on themselves, they probably wouldn't have the kind of results or transformation that we have today. So what is it you need to do? You have to just believe and then shoot. So what this seminar or this webinar is all about is to help you get started, to help you to say, you know what? You've sat long enough on this idea. You've been waiting for too long. You procrastinated for too long. How about you start? How about you start? That's all this is all about. And the longer you keep delaying or procrastinating, you're cheating on your time of success. You're cheating on when you probably would have hit it and become the big bomb. So today is going to be more of how to get you started. I will be taking questions if you have questions. Probably what are the fears and the concerns, the things that is holding you back. I understand sometimes when you say, why haven't you take action? Why are you not doing what you meant to do? And someone would say, maybe because you don't understand what I'm going through, what my fears, what my concerns, and the things that are holding me back. Perhaps it may be, but we will be looking into some of your questions, some of the things holding you back. So if you've got a question, feel free to ask, because I'm definitely going to give you time to ask questions. Excuse me. Before I get started, please, my voice might be changed. I'm just coming out from flu and all of that. You know how it sounds. So I have a lot of water here next to me. And I just want to do this because I'm so passionate about helping people. All right, guys, let's get started. How to start your own business. Before I just start or share what I want to share, Who among you here is already running his or her own business? Can you please indicate, I'm running my business, or I'm yet to start on my business? Whatever it is, I would like to know. Please go on the comment section, drop a note or a comment, tell us what exactly or where you are on this journey. Let me give you a few minutes to do this. Have you started, or you still thinking on when you're going to start on your business? What exactly, or where are you? I like this to be more engaging, please. So feel free to give me your thoughts, so it doesn't look like I'm just alone talking to myself. You know what I mean? Come on. So on this journey, where are you? Where are you on your journey of entrepreneur? Just starting? I'm working on setting up my business. Fantastic. Who else? Who else is on the same pace? Or who else have started already or is yet to start? Running a business, amazing. Running a business, growing my business, fantastic. Yeah, that's it, fantastic. All right, now here's how it works. I understand that you are starting your business. And let me just quickly bring this up. Stop slide share, he seems to be seated. 1 minute. Oh. Oops, something is missing. Let me get this working. Can someone see my slide?
Yes, coach.
What else are you seeing? I just wanted to bring out my... You're not meant to see all of my stuff. So what else are you seeing?
It's just your files. You're on your PC.
You seeing my files?
Downloads. You're on your downloads. Yeah.
Oh. I must have this. Okay, anyway, let's just get going. So what are we focusing on today? The basic thing here is we're focusing on how you can get started in your own business. Like I said, the more I understand how many people are in their business or are doing something, the better for us. Now, it's not going to be a long webinar. It's just going to be one of those short things that can help you shift your mind, shift your perspective and your thought sense. Now, what is a business? What is a business? Now, you already know what a business is, so this is not more or less like I want to try to define what a business is or try to give you probably what you don't know, but here's where I'm driving at: how to start your own coaching business or just any other business you're into with or little money. Now, most people are on a paid job. There are people who, again, are having this desire, this passion, this interest to go run their own business. I always want to say this, and I make it very clear. Everyone may not desire, may not do a business. So I do not talk down on people that are probably in the paid space. Now, some people might be this gifted to work for me. Some, not all are designed to probably go run their own business. But again, I also want to say, if you really want to make money, you should consider starting your own business. Just imagine a staff working for me. Do you think he or she will be more richer than me? Obviously, no. I pay him or I pay her the money. So the two people working for me are under my payment, and they earn based on what we agree on. So the reason why I say this is you're not under any pressure, but I think I'm talking to people who feel they're tired. people who feel they're in one space and are thinking of how do I take my experience, how do I take my knowledge, how do I take my skill, or even my story or my mess into starting my own business. That's the people I want to talk to tonight. Now, in starting your own business, I need you to first of all understand that business in itself is more or less like a service. So what you're literally doing is you are offering a service, you're putting forward your expertise, you are educating people or helping people think differently, or maybe you are even entertaining. It doesn't matter. Haven't you seen comedians? Don't you know about the likes of Trevor Noah? Haven't you seen people who, they just entertain, musicians, the guys who sings, and we know the Jerusalem guy. His music showed up at the time where everyone was just like, but that music came, the New Jerusalem song, I have it here, I don't know if I should play it for you guys. If anyone want to dance, let me know if you want to dance. I can give it to you in the next 1 minute. But here's where I'm going. Business could be for entertainment, it could be to educate, and it could be to offer a service. But let's stay around service, which every business is centered around service. Now, you want to offer a service. Some people would like to say, I can cook, for example. Most people, my wife knows I'm not really like the best of cooks. So one of those times to say, help me cook is really not my thing. So probably we can go out when it's like, can you do this? I say, okay, it's fine. I may not be able to do it. How about we go out and have this? Now, the reason why I say that is there are people who offer such services. There are people who take care of our clothes or our dress or what we put on, the dry cleaners. There are people who offer transport services. Now, what these guys are doing is first and foremost is what they are passionate about. The reason why I took time to explain all of this is this: you are gifted. Every one of us are designed in one way or the other to offer a certain kind of service. So don't get discouraged and feel like you've got nothing to offer anyone. You sure truly do have something to offer. Having discarded that myth, the next thing we have to look at is, how do I become a better business person? I know I have to tell you about how to get started, but how do you become better at what you do? So where does the inclination about starting a business even begin from? I tell you a simple story. Some of you have been on my program, you've watched, I've shared this over and over again. I got fired from my job. And once the job was gone, and then I sat back and was asking myself, what else can I do with my life? There were bills to be paid, there were rents to meet, there were my aged parents to take care of. I've got all the siblings to look after. So as at that time I wasn't really married. So, but I know I've got responsibility. The job I've always loved is gone, is gone. What do I do at this point in time? Now, I decided to, before now I've written the book, and then I was looking at, I know I've seen people who makes money from, they get invited to come speak, they get invited to come consult for company, customer service, different kind of thing. I was able to identify what resonated with me. I wasn't in the manufacturing side, even though I've got friends who were into manufacturing of motor parts and some of those stuff. I wasn't really inclined in that direction. So I couldn't venture in that. So what I did was to ask myself, what am I passionate about? What is it I could really do? Now, this is where it all begins. This is where, if you use the word, sorry, I just have to look at what I put on here. This is where the whole journey all began from, the journey of being an entrepreneur. How do I get started with what I have? And I know that is why most of you that are watching this or listening are here for. Some of you are in a business you don't like. Like when I checked the form, a lot of people registered, and the question is, why do you want to attend this webinar? Why do you think you need this? And you hear people say, I'm fed up with my job. Someone says, I'm passionate about something. Another one says, I'm in the middle of where I don't like, and I'm just thinking about if I could create another stream of income. And then you hear other people say things like, I think I have experience, and I've seen people use my kind of experience, so I want to try if I could get into business. I got over 80 people who actually registered for this. Now, you could see areas where people could actually start a business around. Now, how do you take your mess? Now, starting a business, there's no perfect recipe or a design kind of business or formula you have to follow to start a business. But what must you do? So the basic thing you have to, first of all, it is, if I would say, and I'm always saying, the most important things that needs to happen for you to succeed as a business person is firstly, understand your why. Why do you want to do what you want to do? It sounds like a cliche. It sounds like what you've heard over and over again, but you can't do a successful business without, first of all, understanding your why. The why is what is going to guide you. Because, can I share this? The journey of entrepreneur is not one of those that is so rosy. It's not a journey where you just go in and everything just start working. Can I shock you? I started a business, hired an office. In the first 1-2 years, I couldn't even meet what it takes to maintain the office. 6 months into that time that I started a business, I had to quit my office. But why do I have to quit this? There was no money coming in. I realized I made a mistake. I should have focused more on getting more clients, more sales than a fancy office, a beautiful office with a conference and a training room, whereas there were no people to patronize the business. So now, what is the why? The why was what kept me going till now. The why is what probably gave me the breakthrough after my 1-2 years of trying, working hard, keep pushing, keep trying. Why was what kept me going. You would never succeed in any business without having a strong why. That needs to be clear, and it is like the basic fundamental for you to get started in any business. It doesn't matter whether you're starting a coaching business or you're doing a digital marketing or you want to start a manufacturing. It doesn't matter the nature of the business. The first and most important thing that needs to be clear is you have to have a strong why you're doing what you're doing. Now, that said, let's just assume that you care about why you're joining or starting a business. The next most important thing is, but who am I designed to service? Remember what I told you in the beginning. Every business is designed to either service, to entertain, to transform people. You are here to share experience and again, make sales. So you can't rule out all of these pointers that I just mentioned. The business is designed to offer a service like, I may not be able to go wash my car. I may not be able to do that. Obviously, I don't even have time to wash the car. So what do? There's a guy next door, the office, that offers such services. So you drive to the office and you know the car is dirty, it needs to be washed. You take it to where it can be serviced. And in exchange for, you get a nice car, cleaned, with some new scent, they spray on that stuff. When they do that, you pay for that service. That's business. Or maybe you create a product. But again, I've started the first thing, there have to be a why. Next thing is who? Who are the people that your business or your service or your ideas are designed to help? Who are the people that your products, remember, business is just not about the service you offer. It could come in a form of a product, tangible product. I have a mic right in front of me. That's to amplify when I do webinars or online meetings, to help my voice to amplify that. Now, that was a product someone designed. Probably have thought about how it gets noisy when you on a webinar and all those many noise, catchy stuff, and someone builds this. It is a product. I have a lightning right in front of me. All of these were all designed to serve a purpose. I may never have gone for any of this product if I'm not offering the service or the service that I'm currently doing right now. So who are the people you designed to help? There are everyday people in need of what you have, but you just have to be clear first and foremost, but who needs what I have? One reason why most people are struggling in business is because they're not sure about who. They don't know who their tribes or their community or the people. So somehow they're mistaken that maybe they start, everyone is just going to hop in. Everyone won't hop in. Everyone, you're not designed to take care of everyone. In fact, you are in no business if you say you are there to serve everyone. So you have to be clear with a why and a who you decide to serve. And the next thing is, what is it you are in here? What is it you want to offer? So I gave you a typical example. The guy who washed my car next door is offering a service. And because he's offering a service, I go in exchange. In exchange for what, I give cash and I get the service done. Now, what is the service? What is the service? What is the product? What exactly are you called to serve? It's so fundamental that you have to be so clear about this principle of who and what you are out to serve and what is it you offering. So I want to start a business. I can say it. Not all business require capital. Not all business require money to get started, more especially in times like this. In a time like we are right now, where people are losing jobs, businesses are folding up, and you're having people struggles with how they meet up their day-to-day, their responsibility. What is key is, what is the product that I have to offer? What is the product? What do I have? What are you offering? This you need to be so sure before you take a leap, before you jump, exactly to know what is it you're offering. Now, understanding what you're offering, who you offer it for, and why you do what you're doing can become a strong differential. Now, people go into the marketplace and they say, but everyone is doing exactly what I'm doing. Everyone seems to be in the space that I need to be. But I have this to say, not everyone have the same why. Not everyone are driven by the same who needs the product. Not everyone are driven by the same story or the same why you began what you do. I'll tell you why. The reason behind why you do what you do is so important. Like, it fuels your momentum, it fuels your drive, it fuels your grit, and why you never have to give up on what you're doing. The next question is, you're thinking about starting. You've sat on it. What exactly can you launch out with? Please, if you're writing, you can write this. You can start a business from your story, from your mess. We all have story. Everyone's got different kinds of story. We've been through hell. We've gone through a lot of trying moments, a lot of trying times. We've been through things that worries us. The question is, how are you translating your story or your mess? Or, for example, if you've been through divorce, or have you been fired from your job? I do what I do because I've had that strength. Who are my clients? My clients or my ideal client are people looking to transition from their paid space into starting their own business. These are the people I work with. Now, because I've been in a corporate space, I understand what it is. A lot of people are in a job they do not like, a kind of job they just want to go out. You find the feeling on Friday when they don't have to go to work on Saturday, they don't have to work on Sunday, and you can feel. Then on Sunday evening, when it's time to get back to work, you can start seeing that, The question is, for how long will you be in a space doing what you don't like, what you don't enjoy? For how long are you going to be there? Now, I've told you 3 things that is so important for you to get started in your business. The next one I want to say is, but when are you ready to launch? When? I posted something today that everyone kind of resonated with, and then they got back to me and they were like, oh, that got me. People will always say, I want to do a thing. I want to start this now. But you see, 1 year, 2 years, they're still sitting on the same space. They're still dealing with the same procrastination. They're still sitting on, I'm not sure if this is the right time. I'm not sure if I should quit the job. I am not sure if it's going to work out like I really want. There's never going to be a perfect moment. So the question of when, here's what I have to say. There is no perfect time to start a business. The only time is when you feel you've made up your mind and then you understand your why. You probably know who your likely clients are. Just launch out. Stop talking about it. Stop hoping about it. The Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is now. Now is the second time to get going. Now is the time to plant that tree you never planted 20 years ago. Now is the time to launch. Now, the earlier you launch, the better for you to even solidify. I have a client that is so successful right now. In fact, he is the bride at the moment. This person has been sitting on an idea to start a business for years. And just in the lockdown, it was one of those casualties affected. The company went under, no job. And now for the first time, this person decided to launch a business. She launched during the lockdown. And I could say to you right now, I know the first 3 months was very challenging. I knew she couldn't pull through the first 3, 4, but Tony coming into this new year, she's the bride of a locality where her business is situated, teaching young people. Now, I have another client on the home learning program that did this. Children wasn't going to school. She was a teacher. School was on lockdown. Somehow no salary was coming in at that point in time. And then they thought of, how about homeschool learning? Homeschool learning came up. And then the next question was, how do I integrate technology into what I do? I have my tech guy here. Give him a few minutes to talk about tech and how you can plant your business into that. Now, this person decided to take the home learning program. Formerly, she used to go out to the client's space, home, to go teach. But with the lockdown, social distancing factor, you can't really go everywhere. She decided to say, how about we start this on webinar like Zoom, on Google Meet, and all of those platforms. Parents were already getting tired of kids, noisy. Not every parent can really cope with teaching their kids on their own. And then once she put up her hands that she do this, most parents engage her. Guess what she said? She was able to pull off, after the first, second month, she pulled more than what she used to earn from her paid job. Now, what is she doing? Like I've explained to her, this is the future. So all you need to do is to find a better way to get more people on your program to learn from you. That's all you need to do right now, and how to amplify with technology. While we're here, we're talking about when are you ready? So somehow, some people might launch out through or when adversity hit them, like the COVID. Again, I have to pause and say this. The prosperity of this whole lockdown thing playing out, don't think that because there's COVID, money has suddenly disappeared from our space, from the world. Money hasn't disappeared. What literally has happened is that the means of exchange, the way money used to be exchanged, has suddenly changed. So now people are getting much money from online. My tech guy is here. Dudu, what would you have to say about starting a business and using the online platform to get money? I just have to pause. Let me bring in my tech guy. Come on, let's hear you. I think you are mute. Let me unmute you.
Oh, yes. Also,
yes,
thank you, Coach. First, thank you for the amazing advice. It might seem very simple, but really, first, understanding your why, then understanding who you want to serve, and then now coming to what you need to do is probably the most powerful formula. And I think you added something that I don't usually hear, which I think is very critical, the when, you know? Because a plan without a date can really go on forever, you know. So for some reason, when I was listening to you, I felt like now I must just come in and say where, right, to just finish off your lecture and say, from a digital perspective, you need to really think about, where do I want to start my business today? Because if you start to think about how much there is in terms of social media spaces and all these platforms and everything, you can easily get overwhelmed, right? And start to feel like you're not gonna cope. So it's very important, once you understand who you want to serve, that you can now understand, where do these people interact? Where are these people on the internet, right? So that if these people are mostly on Instagram, then definitely just focus on Instagram first. Don't focus on trying to work on all the networks, because you're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you're not coping. Then you need to really be sure about, where are the people that you want to serve are on the internet, and where can you meet them, most of them, right? So I'd say that's what I wanted to just finish off to this formula that you're giving us today. So once you know where you want to go, then you need to understand, there's something you said just now, that the whole thing has changed from what has changed is how we do business and how money flows, right? So I want to also say, if when you've decided where you want to meet your audience, be very careful. Don't think about, because once you start to think about, I want to be all over, I want to be in all the networks all at the same time, you're thinking masses. And I want to introduce the idea of a minimum viable audience, to say that if you are trying to start a business, don't try to think, how am I going to reach 100 people? Think, how am I going to reach 10 people that are going to come and walk with me? But how can I make sure that all these people that I'm reaching, by defining my business myself first and understanding exactly, this is who I am, this is the tribe I'm trying to create, then you can say, everyone who comes to that, to this platform that I will have started on, is going to be someone that attracts all these masses. But if it's people that are all going to drop out, you're not going to have a good story at the end. But if you can have 4 people that work with you in the beginning, in a month or 2, those people could be your success stories that you can be telling to the world, you know? So I just wanted to say, it's very important for you to really decide and narrow down and say, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to focus on building relationship there. So I'm not trying to advertise to people. I'm trying to connect with people, and I'm trying to talk to people on a one-on-one basis. There's all these technologies that allow us to spam people, and we like to think that we can rely on them. We can send an email to 5,000 people and so on and so forth. We can buy an email list or whatever. We can pay Google or we can pay Facebook to reach out to 1,000 people. Don't focus on that. Focus on really looking at the people that you're most likely to be able to get results from. And once you've got those people, connect with them, use the technology to connect with them, and choose a technology that you're comfortable with. Don't use every technology you hear about every day. Choose a social media platform that you know you're comfortable with, so that you can be consistent in what you're trying to do. So that's pretty much what I would add, and say what's important is being consistent. Once you decide that I'm going to be on LinkedIn, and you say I'm going to put out an article, and and when I say put out that article, no matter what, I want to just bring in the words of Seth Godin, which is someone I really follow, where he says, I don't put out my article because I've got a good article to put out. I'm putting my article because it's tomorrow, you know, because he decided 10 years ago that he was going to put out an article once a day, right? Every day. So he doesn't say, today, I don't have a good idea, so I'm not going to put out an article, because he made that commitment. So if you can make a commitment online, there will be people that will follow you. But if you fall off from your own commitment, then you're going to lose the connection.
Amazing.
So that's pretty much what I would. That's what I would probably advise from what you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that input. Guys, I'm happy to take your question if you have any question, or if you want to direct any question to Ndoda. Ndoda is the guy that handles all of my tech part, my website, my landing page, all of my social, he handles that. So if you have a question like where I stop, I told you about why, who, when, and where. The next thing I want to talk about is where. That was when I started talking about the dimension or the way money used to be exchanged has completely changed. So you hear about recession. Next time you hear about the word recession, here's what literally they're saying. Opportunity is shrinking. So if probably opportunity used to be available for over, let's say, 100 people, now it's been shrunk to 50. It doesn't mean that the opportunity is completely out, but it's been shrink. So that's when you hear about those downgrading of economies and countries and all of that. Now, back to when we talk about COVID and all of that non-performance of the economy, it's not like money has suddenly disappeared from the Reserve Bank. There's still a whole lot of them. But what has changed is the means of, in terms of how this money get exchanged. What you should be prepared or what you should be doing is, how do I position myself into getting money? So for instance, if you do business and your business is not the kind that you plug it online and then you think you still make the same money you used to make, definitely it's not going to work. For instance, you're running a restaurant business. Every one of us know that we are all conscious right now about public gathering. We're trying to avoid places where you have a lot of people. Now, in the restaurant business, some people might now prefer, how about we order and they deliver? Can I tell you, most businesses shut up by nearly 75, 80% in this lockdown. What was the magic? They had to plug into what do the people need right now. Maybe I have to talk about that when we talk about starting your own business. Now, during recession, during tough times, what do people buy? What people normally or usually buy when things are tough is not luxury. Nobody goes after luxury stuff during recession or when things are tough. They go for the basic necessity. What do I need? They need food. What do I need? A home, a shelter. Nobody, very few talk about maybe going for cars or buying for things. Those are luxury at that point in time. Now, what should you be doing as an entrepreneur? When I talk about this event, how to start your own business, I was actually focusing on how to start your own coaching business. Coaching business because there is so much high in demand right now for direction. People need guidance right now. Nobody wants to start the hard way. People want direction in terms of how do I shorten your many years of struggle? But I just want to quicken it. We are all on a fast pace, call it the microwave time. And you don't have to completely live in denial. You don't have to say, oh, fine. I'm not an advocate of a microwave success. I know you have to work hard no matter what. Even if though I have to pull in his 10, 15 years working with Microsoft and all of that, even if he has to bring that to you in one day or in maybe 3 months coaching program, you will still need to do your own hard work. So that's why success is not about shortcut microwave in minutes you're out, not like that. You will still need to do the hard work. Now I drop that. What do people really need right now? When you're talking about starting your own business, we've talked about the why. We've talked about who needs what you have. We talked about what do you have to want to give, that you want to service people with. What product do you have is solving people's problem? And then we're talking about where. Where are you? Location is very important. Where are you? Now, I love the word he used. Kind of he says what I actually wanted to say. You don't begin a business with, I want everyone. You don't begin a business with, I need 10 clients just immediately. I need 100 clients. Oscar has got about 100 people on his coaching program, so I need the same number of people. You're starting just right now. It's not about that. Focus on who needs what you have. I think you will be much more successful starting your own business if you pay more attention to the 1, the 2, the 3 people you could delight. and watch what becomes when they are so delighted about what you offer. So it needs of you trying to be in a hurry to get more business. Don't worry about a whole lot of that. Start with just one. Start with one. The 10, the 20, the hundreds will come in. All of the successful people you know, name them. All the big successful brand that you know. Name anyone that made his or her success overnight. Is it in sports? Is it in technology? Elon Musk is just the toast of everyone's right now. But some years back, how many people do really know about him? So you don't use the moment to now judge, oh, I'm not successful because of the moment. No, you have to put in your own time. I interviewed Margaret Hedge. Some of you know she's been a good friend of mine, a successful entrepreneur, multiple award winner. She's won over 40 awards. She's been South Africa Businesswoman of the Year for more than 3, 4, 5 times I can remember. Now she's the CEO and founder of Hershey's. I spoke with her last week. We were chatting about this journey. One thing he said so profound was, Oscar, don't forget this business. This journey has been a journey of over 42 years. I wasn't even born by then. But we see how successful this business is right now. Then you want to just be successful overnight. That is a journey of 49 years of perseverance, 49 years of holding on to the strong why, 42 years of not wanting to give up. I asked her, haven't you had moments where you think like, let me throw in the towel? She said many times. So the reason why we're saying this, or I'm saying this, is you have to be clear about why you want to get started. That's the most important thing. Now, where do you want to offer your service? Where are you situated? You have to be clear about where you are. Now, don't aim for the world, just aim for where you are. From where you are, the world will come looking for you. Like we said, the means of becoming richer overnight. 2-3 nights ago, I stumbled into a young boy, 13-year-old, who is already a multi-millionaire in dollars. 13-year-old. I sat all through the night, I watched one video and then decided to research about this young man. I'm like, my goodness. He started investing at age 9. Age 9, he stumbled into a concept of investing in stock market and all of that. Asked his mom, what is this? The mom, wasn't too knowledgeable, but decided to go and do a little research, came back to the boy. At first, the mom said he never knew he took that so seriously, but somehow he kept showing interest. He kept showing that he really wanted this, and they both had to enroll into a program. Why do I say this? Get out of the illusion that what you want is just going to come to you on a platter of gold. You must get ready to invest if you really want to have a meaningful impact in your life. So you have a passion. You have an idea. I talked about how you can translate from your ideas, from your experience, from your knowledge. Here's what you need to do. There's someone that knows, that wants what you have. Someone is going through a divorce right now. Maybe you survived yours. Your marriage didn't crumble. And someone would like to know, there's a couple fighting every now and then. They want to know how you were able to keep this together. You could do this. That could become a business. Maybe your child is having an issue, maybe with learning problem or ailment, disease, and all of that. And you're finding a solution to solve that problem. Can I share something? I have my young daughter, 3-year-old, having this eczema or rashes. We did a few research online, and then we'll be able to see some of the things, natural means you can use to solve this thing called eczema. We've spent a lot trying to buy medication, buy this, it's not giving. But with the natural remedy, we're using that to manage the situation. Now, here's what I'm saying about experience. Had someone not decided, when I research about a woman that would decide to take on a program or product, we found out that her child had the same problem. And she was looking for a way to solve the child's problem, that rashes and all of that. And once she was able to manage it, she now teaches women in her locality. And now, like I said, learning to know where the money is going right now will make you more successful. With COVID, she now knew that, okay, I can no longer meet these people like I used to do. What did she do? She started teaching people online. She started teaching people on YouTube, on Facebook. And before you know it, 1, 2, 3, she's all the way in South America. I am in South Africa. I could connect with what she had. Why? Because she decided to package her story, her experience, teaching people. So I want to pause here and just want to know if you have a question thus far before we wrap up. We're going to wrap up in the next 10 minutes. But here's the bottom line. Your story, your mess, your education, your experience, these are all enough to get started. But before I take your comment, before I take your question, if you have any, the question I often get asked is, how do I get started? From what platform? Where do I launch this? And this is where I want to bring my IT guy, because I don't want to just say sell from where you are. That might take you many more years to get noticed, to get seen. But the question is, with technology, with Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those social media, you could just take 1 to 5 minutes record, teach, share on what you can do, put it online. I shock you. You don't need 1 million views to make money. What you need is just one right eye, one right person, one right client. So that might translate into one person reading your view, one like. That might be just one comment. So stop worrying about, I don't get, Coach guy gets some many more viewers. He gets, that's not what you want. What you should be concerned about is just that one right eyes that listen to you or want to know more about what you offer. So, Doda, I know you're good in terms of how people could place their program. I want to ask you, are there specifically products, services that can't be done online to profit or to start a business? Or you can literally take all of your service or product online? What do you have to say?
I'd say, Coach, any product, you should be there. When you talk about selling online, there's at least three things that you need to consider, because selling online includes, one, promoting online, and the truth is, any product can be promoted online, right? And then the second, in fact, there's two things, really, two main things, or well, three actually. So the second thing is how to transact online. So can you get paid online for your service or for your product? Everybody can get paid online for their service or their product, right? So the only difference comes in the third part of it, which is delivery. So can you deliver online? Yes, some products can be delivered online. Therefore, they have to be delivered in person. So that's where the difference is. But the ultimate 3 steps that you need to think about when you're thinking about selling online is, can I promote my product online? And can I transact online? And can I deliver online, right? So there are products that can be, that meet all these 3 criteria. If you're selling any of those products, like coaching and so on, definitely, if you're not online, you're really just wasting your time. But even if you are selling a sort of in a brick and mortar type of business, right? Being able to promote online and being able to transact online is good enough, even if you're going to have to deliver personally, right? So I'd say that there is no business that should not be considering going online. So we're answering the question of where, again, and saying in 2021, where literally is online during the COVID, where is online, right? So it means that if you're trying to go online now, you need to think about just these 3 questions. How can I promote my business online? And how can I transact? That is, sell, get paid online, get orders online, get quotations, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, how can I deliver my product? online, right? So yeah, I'd say any business, as long as you think about those questions, you've answered them right, you've got your online strategy right there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that info. Any business can function, any business can thrive, any business. I think what most, I should say, you need to focus on is how do I take the business online? Now, I get people who run businesses that are more of a product, maybe not coaching like I do. If it was a coaching, I tell you, what are you passionate about? Identify your niche. Who are the people you want to serve, and how do you intend to reach them? Now, besides that, you can, let's say, plumbing business. You can literally go in terms of educating people about plumbing. Maybe when you have leakages at home and you're having issues with running taps that don't stop. We know these are physical business that would need a physical presence, but you could get yourself noticed, seen, and heard. That takes the part of where we say people do business with people they know, they like, and they trust. So before anyone could buy from you, patronize you, give you businesses, these people want to know, but who is this person? Who are you? Who have you done business for? Who have you worked with? And what have you done? Now, this is where the buying decision comes in, because people want to be convinced, people want to know from what ground should I do business with you. If that is established, next, why I'm saying this is every business can go online. In fact, start considering your social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and all of that, there are a whole lot of them, WhatsApp. All of these could be your distribution channel. This could be your medium of getting yourself out there. It's so easy to become noticed in this era compared to the last 10 years ago or some 20 years ago. So let's stay within the course of our conversation tonight, which is how do you get started? I've identified the basic 4 things that is so key for you to get started. 1, you need a strong why. You need to know why you want to get into what you're doing. 2 is you want to understand, but who am I out to serve? Who do I want to go out there and serve? Now, the reason why you have to be so clear with your who is so you don't go out there and think everyone is going to be your client and everyone is going to buy from you. That's no business. Now, once you establish the who, the next thing is that what is it I want to be offering? So it's not just enough to say you want to get into business. The question is, what will you be offering? What will you be serving? What is the service you want to render? What is it, a product or a service? You need to answer that question. The next thing is, when do you intend to launch? Okay, let me say this just to add to where. I am this guy who always say, before you jump, if you are in the entrepreneur, if you are in the paid job, before you launch into yours, how about you start this on a side hustle? How about you make some reservation, some cash reserve? How about you make set some funds just so when you launch? Why am I saying this? It is not a guarantee that when you start a business, you will make it just immediately. So for the time being, how will you sustain yourself? How would the business, how would your family, just so you don't let any part of you suffer because you want to go start what you love doing. So make room for that provision. That's why I will say, how about you start this on a side hustle? So if you are on the 9 to 5 job, how about when you get home, you start out. The question is, by the time it's late, you can still send email from 5. You can still make those phone calls. You can still use your social media to promote what you're doing. You can still start. I have a friend who is a farmer, but this guy is a financial advisor. He's right here. Now, he does his regular job during his daytime, and on the weekend, he focuses on his farm activities. He rears some animals. Now, that's someone who really wants to create wealth. So the question is, but I don't have time. When you say you don't have time, it literally means you don't love what you want to do. You're not passionate about starting your own business. Okay, where? We talked about the question of where. So where are you? Where must you start? The best place to start is where you are right now. How about you send out an email? How about you send a WhatsApp message to the people on your list? You know what, guys, I could do this. Guys, this is my new service. Guys, I've got one of my coaching clients who is here launching her coaching business. This is how she recruited her first 3 clients. A just simple WhatsApp message that she sends out. I'm starting a transformational mental health coaching. Is this something you will be interested in? And she got people who hopped in. So where do you begin? Begin right where you are. The last thing I want to say is about how. And that's where I think my IT guy and my tech guys already answered this. The how is, how do you distribute? How do you take out what you have, that idea, that mess? Maybe you need to learn, how do I package my mess in such a way that doesn't really hurt me, but at least could send a message that people would benefit from. It could be your 20 years of experience in whichever industry you are. And there are young people longing to know those things you know, but they don't want to spend 20 years. You will have to make a decision. I've said this over and over again. It is the decision you make that shapes your life, not the problem you find yourself, not the situation. Situation will remain, but it is the decision you make that changes everything. So 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even last year, you would have started a business, but you never started. Why? Because you didn't make that decision. What will you do now? It is the decision you decide to say, you know what, I want to take action. I want to just get started. What does it mean to get started? Start right where that you are. Do it. That's all you need to do. So how do you deliver? This is where you start thinking about the delivery. Do I need to call my clients? Do I need to hire people to deliver from me if you're doing a tangible product that needs to be delivered? How do I need to reach out, let people know about what I do? This is all you need to go and learn. And lastly, if I must say this to you, there is no business. Forget about it if you think you don't want to work and you're going into business. If you wouldn't want to learn how to sell and how to market, you can never outsource this concept of come sell for me, come go do the marketing for me. I understand there are people who specializes in marketing, in sales and all of that. Yes, we have them, but the greater part of it, no one will be able to interpret your idea better than you. No one will be able to get client convinced and to buy from you better than you. So we will always have those guys who help you to do your SEO optimization. You will always get those guys who help you out in your paid advert and all of that. Very good. But you will have to get out there every day. Let no single day pass you by without telling someone about the business that you do. That's how you succeed. All right, so thank you everyone for joining. I wouldn't want to let you go without wanting to take your questions, or if you have something you want to share, please, you can unmute your mic or type in the comment section. If you do have a question or you want to ask something, you need some, let's say, more clarity about what you need help around. Does anyone have a question, please? You might choose to type, you might choose to ask. All right, I can hear Dr. George.
Hi, now thank you very much for this contribution. I just wanted to check in trying to sell oneself, how to maintain a balance between being somewhat offensive to the people that you are trying to attract. Like you're almost like knocking on people's little space or privacy to say, hey, I'm Joshua, I'm offering A, B, C, D. Why I'm saying this, in the last few months, I've had people sort of, they sneak in through your account, through your Facebook, contacts and the like, and they try to befriend you, and then you know that they're trying to sell something. In the end, they say, "Have you heard about this marketing? You know, this financial blah blah blah." And somewhere along the line, it gets a bit annoying because you kind of feel like, is this a Jehovah's Witness, a guy coming in through the back door? So I'm just trying to get a sense of balance without being offensive, but being polite and seeing when to stop and when to make the impression.
Ndodo, you want to go?
Yes, I'd love to take this one. It's a very good one. That's very important. I think, like, first, you have to understand that online now, there's what we call inbound marketing. And that's what I think you need to think about, as opposed to outbound, where you go out into people's spaces and invade them. So what does inbound marketing say? It says you need to focus on how you're going to do 4 things right every day in your business in order to grow. First, how do you attract strangers that do not know you and get them to be visitors to your space, right? So that's the first thing. So now this has nothing to do with you sending messages to anyone. It's about you understanding who you're trying to serve, like Coach has said. And once you understand them, understanding how to best speak to them in your own space, on your own wall, so that they connect with you, they come to you, and they end up coming to visit you. So the second thing, once you've figured out how you're going to attract strangers, through putting content that resonates with them, but not sending that content to them, but simply putting it on your own spaces. So once you've done that right, the next step that you need to think is, once these people come and visit me, we know that they're just one-time visitors that are going to be there for a few seconds and they will leave. And if they leave, they'll probably never come back. So you need to ask yourself, how am I going to capture these people into leads? Leads are now people that give you their contact information and they give you the permission to speak to them about your business. Now you're no longer intruding anyone's space, but you're creating a connection with someone. So this is when you say, okay, maybe can I share a little piece of PDF guide, or can I make a free event like this one that we're in today? We gave Coach Oscar our emails intentionally, and we will not be shocked if he sends us something after this, right? So that is the second thing. So you find and say, how do I capture these people into people that want to listen to me? Then the third thing, once you've done that, is when you start to ask yourself, how do I start to engage these people into people that know, like, and trust me enough to now pay me? And once you've then done that as your third step, you can now say, how do I delight these people that have put out their hard-earned money on me? How do I delight them with value, with service, and with content into raving fans who are going to go out there and introduce me to more strangers who I'm going to put in the same cycle again? So that's how you grow. So it becomes a growth machine that has got nothing to do with invading people's spaces.
Thank you. Thank you, Ndodo.
Amazing. I don't know if you got clarity on the way he answered you now.
Yeah, but so I'll have to go and check this whole concept of inbound marketing and what its constituent parts are. And if need be, I'll get back to him as well. Thanks. But otherwise,
Fantastic. Awesome. Do I have any other question? Anyone who probably wants to gain clarity on something? You have a question regarding a business to scale, to start. We're already 10 minutes sort of our time to where I intend to stop. So do you have question? The whole essence of this learning tonight is that you came, you got something of value that you can actually get to run with. Do you have a question you want to ask? Anyone? You can unmute your mic and then ask, please. Is anyone there? All right. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I think by what we've explained tonight and the feedback I'm seeing here, I would just like, before I let you guys go, let me know what exactly your take on the session tonight. I would like to get your feedback. Did you learn something? Did you get value? This year, we decided that we're going to help 500 entrepreneurs get started. Doesn't matter what industry, what business. We will guide you, we will give you the tools that you need to get started. And the most important thing of all is the will you need to get started. So are you ready to start? Are you ready to bet on yourself? Are you ready to say, you know what? I wasn't sure, but you know what? I'm just going to try. Will you take the chance? No one can do it for you. It doesn't matter how the help you got. We run a coaching program. We take people on a 3 months, on a 6 months journey, guide you in terms of the steps. 60 minutes is not enough to say you know it all. You will actually need to come back and say, guys, I heard you talk about marketing. I heard you talk about how do I reach more people. I heard you talk about how do I have tried this, it wasn't working. What else can I do? Now, we run 6 months, 3 months program, depending on which one we have you want. There's the one we call the Art of the Start, how to start your own business. This is where we guide you. It's a 6 weeks program. We guide you hand to hand in terms of you took this action, maybe never work, and then we come back again, we bounce idea together, and then want you to launch again. If you would like to join that program, please maybe reach out personally, drop your email, we'll get back to you on what we do and how we can help you. Here's what is important. Action. Action is what beats knowledge. Action beats experience. Action. There are many people sitting on the idea they could have started 1 year, 5 years ago. And again, they've sat there and seen that someone else has started the same exact thing they've always wanted to do. And they're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? It's all about action. It's not waiting for the perfect time. There would never be a perfect time. The only time that is perfect is when you say, you know what? I want to launch. I want to take that risk. So I don't know who is ready, who want to go on this journey, who want to say, Coach Oscar, I want to work with you for the next 3 months, for the next 6 weeks, or the next 6 months to actually get my goals, my business birthed. I need an idea. I need a guidance. We're not there to tell you, go do this business. That's not what I do. That's not what any of my team that I bring on board will do. What we do is to guide you, because I believe the most important thing that you need for every business to succeed is clarity. The more clearer you are, the more successful you become. The more clearer you are, the more you know what needs to be in place. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. The more clearer with your goals, with your plan, your structures, and your strategy, the more clearer you are, the better you become. And that's what we offer you. That's what I help you do. So if you're interested and you would like to work with us, please drop your email or reach out to me personally. We will be happy to do that with you. So in the absence of any question, Doda, what is your last take on this tonight?
I pretty much want to reiterate that idea of really minimum viable audience, to say that really in the beginning, it's more important to get the right customer than it is important to get enough customers. So if you can get just one right, and the right customer is the customer who stands to benefit the most from what you have, because that's the customer who's going to help you build the confidence you need. That's the customer who's going to give you the success story you need, right? And that's the customer who's going to be your, like I said, the last step towards the inbound process is delighting these people into raving fans. So that is the person who's going to become your raving fan. And that's the fastest way to grow your business. So that's pretty much what I would say, that now focus, even if it's someone who's not going to pay you. But if that person, please excuse me. Hey.
It happens.
if that person is going to give you the success story, even if they don't pay you, that person is valuable to you in the beginning of your journey. Is more valuable even than the person is going to pay you. That's pretty much what I'll probably advise.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Guys, I would like to ask every one of you on this webinar tonight, what is the one thing you are struggling with the most? Please, can you just type in, let's see how you're giving me idea for the next webinar. What is the one thing as an entrepreneur that you are struggling the most? Don't be surprised, you're not alone on that journey. There's someone else who's been on that and is struggling with it. So can you just write down, what is the one thing you're struggling with the most that you need help with? Okay, consistency. Oh my goodness. All right. Who else? What is the one thing that you need help with the most? Just comment. I need you to comment. I'm calling it off now. Comment, drop on your session, on the comment section. What is the one thing that is holding you back? I'm struggling with customer increase. Amazing. I think if I have to just throw more light on that, it's maybe I'm going to do a webinar on how to retain, get more clients, more people. Confidence. Someone says confidence. Someone says, okay, customer increase. Someone says finalizing my bio. Fantastic. What else? Now let's talk about how to get more customers, more clients. One thing I've come to learn is that one good customer can become your mouthpiece. That's why I emphasize, don't worry about a lot. Rather focus more on the very few you can get started with, and then delight them. Once in a while, how do I get new clients? I've been on a coaching program. Every 3 months, just before I finish, I'm getting at least 1 or 2 new persons join me. What's been the secret? I've asked some of my clients, don't you know someone who might need this? Do you know anyone who probably, that's one part. So I don't just depend on word of mouth. The next thing is, you've heard from my IT guy here, little things, little tips, it puts me through, you need to be doing this. Number 3, on my social media, every day I try to reach out to at least 5%. That's what I do personally. Every day for coaching. We have the other business that does travels and tours and immigration. Now, of course, we all know with the lockdown, that area is on the down now. On the coaching part, what do? Every day we're reaching out to someone with asking, don't you need, how about your sales? That's how we start with. How about your sales? How about your performance? Do you think you can do much more? What's the problem you're going through? I throw out some posts to generate conversation. From the conversation, I'm able to get new people show interest. So it's not an easy work, but it's something that is really worth doing, and try it. Guys, did you get value for this tonight? I have seen all the concerns you wrote here, and we will definitely do a session on some of this. Did you get value for this? Are you going to talk to your friend about this session? Give me a yes or a no. Anyway, thank you so much for your time. I do truly appreciate, you could have been anywhere. Some people never showed up, maybe because of one thing or the other. But thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving your time and your attention. And please, please, please don't forget that action beats knowledge. That's all you need. If you think about it, go do it. Stop worrying if it's going to work out or if it's not going to work out. Just go out there and do it. That's my last say for you tonight. Have a good night. And if you have any question, you can always get in touch with Coach Oscar, and we'll see how we work with you and how we can help you. Thank you so much, and have a good night rest. Bye.
Awesome, Coach. And thank you, Ndoda. Thank you so much, guys. It was very